Today's video is a bit of a different one. We're talking about who doesn't like me. I've only been on this platform for 4 months, but I've made people feel some kind of way, so we're just gonna get into it. Overall, I just want to say as a disclaimer, I don't care who likes me and who doesn't. Obviously, the first person that probably really dislikes me at this point is Oles. A big video I made about her got a decent amount of views. It probably made her feel some kind of way. Articles were made, shit was said, so she probably doesn't like me, and that's fine. It's understandable. I don't feel any kind of way about it. She's never said anything, but then again, Zola is one of those people where she just won't say it. The next person that doesn't like me and has made it very clear is iiSuperwomanii, otherwise known as Lily Sink. I have a lot to say because I don't mind when people don't like me, but I like when they have a good reason for not liking me. I made a video called Road to Irrelevancy. It was my first video that I made of that series and it did really well. And I put her in the thumbnail and I called it Road to Irrelevancy. However, I spoke about other YouTubers first. I wanted to show like a difference between me just not liking someone's content and someone actually being irrelevant, if that makes sense. So in the Road to Irrelevancy, I put 2 examples of people that are actually on the road to irrelevancy. And then I put Superwoman in there to just say there are situations where I just don't watch someone's videos anymore, but can say that they are still relevant in some way, shape or form. And I showed that her social blade is doing fine. It's not doing as well as it did before, but it's doing fine. But I used her as the thumbnail because out of those 3 people, she was the most relevant one because she's not on her road to irrelevancy. Shock horror, clickbait is a thing. She just read the title, saw the thumbnail, put 2 and 2 together and thought that I called her irrelevant. If you actually watched the video, Lily, if you come across this, I never called you irrelevant, but I'll put in the clip of her vlog where she talks about it.
It was like a video made that's like the road to irrelevancy, and it's like me and like a whole bunch of other creators that are no longer relevant because we don't get views anymore. I'm gonna be honest, this used to really bother me, and sometimes it does kind of bother me when I'm like, oh, the videos aren't getting views, especially if it's like a video about a good cause, like voting or like girl love, very low views. And here's the thing, right? I am at peace with this because I'm so much more than YouTube. Years ago, I was just YouTube, but now it's like, yeah, my videos don't get millions and millions of views, but I'm doing so much other dope stuff, and I'm not just saying this to make myself feel better. YouTube is one part of me, but I got my production company. I got girl love stuff. I just spoke at the United Nations. I'm sending girls to school. I got some acting stuff going on. I wrote a book. I got lots of ish popping. And yo, let me just say something. Side note here. We're just gonna be a little bit like, yo, I almost died yesterday. Let me be cocky for a second. You want to look at YouTube views? I have a catalog of over 1,000 videos and then over 1,000 vlogs. I have thousands of videos online. I make 2 videos a week. So even if the video I just released gets 0 views, the girl's still securing the bag. And not to mention, you're still putting my name and thumbnail in videos, calling me irrelevant. So clearly I'm not that irrelevant.
What I find embarrassing from that clip is that she first bangs on about how I said this big thing as if like irrelevance was like such a wild topic, like it's so taboo. People become irrelevant on YouTube so quickly that it's not such a big deal. I mean, most of those people have had amazing careers, and I always say that in most of my videos where, you know, people have had amazing careers and they have come to an end, and here are the reasons why they come to an end. That's it. There's no hatred behind that. I don't give a about those people as people. I don't care. But all I'm doing is pointing out that someone's views are dropping and here are the reasons for why the views are dropping. And then I'll put in jokes in between so that it's not just me reading out statistics. I'll put in jokes in between, make, you know, little sly comments. But that's all just for entertainment. And if you had 2 brain cells, you would see that. And then she, you know, goes on about how if all you focus on in life is views, then you are, you know, a small-minded person and that's not how life works. Well, I'm pretty sure as a YouTuber who lives off of views are a pretty important thing. Don't act like you're so much more than YouTube and how views don't affect you anymore and you don't give a about YouTube anymore, because shock horror, YouTube made you. You know, you're banging on about these speeches you're doing in other places, but you didn't even come close to doing that if it wasn't for YouTube. So don't come on here and say that you're so much better than YouTube now and you're so much more than YouTube and you don't care about subscribers and views, because at the end of the day, that is what made you. But for you to just, you know, disregard the fact that you're not getting as many views and make it seem like you don't care whatsoever, but then you go and take a break because you're not getting views. Hypocrisy is what that is. If you didn't care about not getting views, you wouldn't take a break because you're not getting views. You just keep on posting because you enjoy doing it, because you enjoy your content, you enjoy editing, you enjoy filming. But no, what you enjoy is views. And someone pointed out that you're not getting the amount of views you used to get. You got upset about it. You tried to clap back, didn't work, and then you took a break because you're not getting the amount of views you used to get before. That's your reason. Anyone that posts videos on YouTube wants views. We don't just post videos on a website for people to not see them, for us to not get attention. mention. We just have to be honest sometimes. I hope everything I just said makes sense, because it kind of annoyed me. It annoys me when people act like they don't care about YouTube anymore, when YouTube is the platform that made them. You know, don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you came from. And that goes for a lot of different YouTubers, relevant or irrelevant. Don't forget where you started before you chat about other people. I'm gonna leave it there, but a lot of YouTubers fit in that basket. Don't forget where you came from before you say anything about anyone else. Just gonna leave that there. Not gonna say anything else, but I'm not going to talk about everyone that doesn't like me, because I feel like we would be here all day. Like, anyone that subtweeted me, anyone that liked a tweet that was like negative, like, I see you. If you think I don't, I do. And if I don't, then someone else sees it for me, screenshots it and sends it to me. Don't worry, I see you, sis. I know you don't like me, but I don't care, and I'm not going to mention it. Marcus Butler, everybody. This is the main part of the video that you guys came here for. If you follow me on Twitter, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, that's where all the beef goes down. Marcus Butler has a podcast. I know, I didn't even know he has a podcast. And then someone tweeted at me. And then I started getting DMs as well. This is what I mean by, if you subtweet me, I will probably see it. Not because I found it, but because people that watch me found it. So if you think you can hide just because you didn't at me necessarily, you can't. My people will find you and they will send me all the screenshots, because we are the FBI. Marcus Butler has a podcast. The podcast was longer, but then on YouTube, he'll put like a section of the video, and he talks about commentary channels and how that's become like a new thing. And he's so upset about it. I'm gonna put the clip here before I start talking about it, so you guys know kind of what I'm angry about.
Commentary channels these days tend to be making fun of big YouTubers, or trying to like pull something, turn stories on, just make light-hearted entertainment out of people's fuck-ups, or the road to irrelevancy, or
direct quotation there.
Yeah, and they always seem to be, if they're talking about a YouTuber, a specific YouTuber, they will make them into a weird shape in their thumbnails.
You're
why?
obsessed with that, aren't you?
I don't understand it. H3, who made it mainstream
that's true.
to take down other people.
That's true.
And make fun of other people.
And then you got the other side of it, and you got like the news kind of element where it's drama alert, scarce, and to a degree, I was about to say to a degree.
Yeah.
Recently, I feel as if the new wave of British YouTubers coming through are all commentary channels.
There seems to have been an explosion in the last year of channels blowing up, basically doing that, coming for bigger YouTubers, slating them, bringing them down.
Well, I mean, iNabber featured in Shane Dawson's series recently.
Yeah.
I was shocked to see him there. But then you've also got, the likes of, I guess, Jackmate, Kavos,
Yeah.
Angelika.
I feel like there's loads. There's probably loads that I'm
yeah.
unaware of as well. And
So first of all, he accurately describes my channel and mentions a series that I make called Road to Irrelevancy. And his friend goes, oh, that's a direct quote there, to insinuate that he's talking about a specific person being me. No one else makes videos called Road to Irrelevancy, and if you are, then you're a fraud, stop it. So his friend's like, oh, that's a direct quote. And then he goes on and says, and they, morph people's faces in their pictures. And he goes, you're really obsessed with her. And if your friend has to tell you that you're obsessed with someone, high chances are that you're obsessed. If you're gonna in 120% describe my channel, you might as well say my name. And then his friend goes on to mention a few commentary channels, mentioning iNabber, Jackmate, and Angelika, aka me. But Marcus didn't say my name. It had to be his friend. Marcus, if you're gonna say something, say it with your chest, or don't say it at all. You're acting like a child because you can't even say my name when you're chatting about me. Like, at least have the decency to do that. I did. He feels like we've all bullied him and his friends. I don't think bullying's the word you're looking for. I think satire and jokes and exposing is the word you're looking for, but none of it is bullying if it's true or an opinion. But if we're gonna stick with the word bullying, just for, your sake. You are upset that we were bullying you and your friends. And in the process of explaining that, you're technically bullying us, because you're saying that our content is bad, that we're bitter. That's why we're doing it, because we're bitter, that it's not easy to watch those videos, that they're not enjoyable. We said those same things about your channel and your friend's channel. So if that makes us a bully, what does that make you? I think hypocrisy is a big thing on YouTube nowadays. It's funny that if we're chatting about someone else, that's entertaining to you. But the moment it comes to your friends, it's bullying. No, you gotta keep the same standard for everyone. He's, you know, very much repeating the fact that commentary's on a rise right now, that everyone's doing it. Well, when you started 10 years ago, everyone was making challenges. Everyone was making skits. Everyone was making beauty videos. No one was complaining about it back then. And then a new trend comes along and all of a sudden you have a problem with it. You have a problem with it because you can't do it. Your channel has died already and you can't jump in on that new trend. So all of a sudden that makes it bad. If you don't want to make commentary videos, then don't. But don't bring them down. And the best part is he mentions how, you know, H3H3 makes takedown videos where he takes down channels, but because it's not channels that he knows personally, he finds them funny. And then he mentions Jack Mate, who also makes takedown videos, but because he's made them about Zoella, all of a sudden that's bullying. But H3H3 and Jack Mate both make takedown videos. So what makes one a bully and one an entertainer? Where is that fine line that you were so talking about? I think the fine line to you is whether you have a personal connection to the person they're talking about or you don't. That's the fine line for you, and that makes you a hypocrite. So here's the thing, I understand that sometimes I have to explain opinions to 12-year-olds that comment under my videos, but I didn't think I had to explain opinions to a grown man. So Marcus, if you're watching this, opinions are a thing that exists for a reason, and it doesn't make people a bully. If I don't like your content, that's my opinion. I didn't make a personal attack. I didn't tell you that, you know, you're shit, you're a horrible person. I said your content is shit and it's becoming irrelevant. It's an opinion, but it's also backed up by a fact. What makes me a bully for that? You did the same thing on your podcast. Big channels that have been around for ages, it still shocks me that they can't accept criticism. Bigger YouTubers, I feel like, have already an inflated ego because they've been around for so long, they had amazing careers, so their egos are inflated. It's a thing that happens. And they also are surrounded by yes men. Think about how many problems Zoella has had because no one of her friends said to her, that's probably not a good idea. You know, a lot of things could be stopped before they make it out to the public if she was just not surrounded by yes men. And it's the same for a lot of YouTubers. You're surrounded by yes men who never criticize you, and you've got an inflated ego. So the moment someone does any little bit of criticizing, you take that as a personal attack because all you've ever heard is praise. Learn to accept that you will be praised, but you will also be criticized, and that is not bullying. That is just criticism. So when I make videos about my Road to Irrelevancy series and I tell someone, you know, your views are dropping and I think it's because you haven't changed up your content in the last 5 years of your channel, that's not hate. That's not bullying. That's me saying that you are losing viewers because you haven't switched up your content, which to me sounds a lot like constructive criticism. But don't send hate to people. I like how petty we are on the internet. Me and my group. You guys are my group, by the way. Hi, you're my group. I like how petty we are sometimes, and you know, we really are the FBI and we have strong opinions, but don't go to Marcus Butler and tell him to kill himself. If you tell him that he's irrelevant, fine, by me, because if you feel that way, fine. If you tell him you don't like his content, I don't care. But don't tell him to, you know, go kill himself or that he's a horrible person, because we don't know him. We don't know what he's like. And I mean that for everyone else I mentioned in this video. Hate and criticism, two different things. Make sure that when you're talking about these people, you're criticizing, not hating. So there's a big difference. And I don't want to be known for having a fan base that hates people. I want a fan base that's critical, that is able to express their opinion freely, whether that's praise or criticism, but I don't want people to be hateful. And I just want to say that because I don't think I've ever said that in any of my videos. I think it's important because we've grown a lot lately and I see you guys everywhere now. If you have a criticism or two to express, go for it. I'm not going to stop you because I feel like if I have the right to express my opinion, you guys do too, and just because I have a platform to do it doesn't make it any different. But just don't send hate. That's kind of where I want to end this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos on Wednesdays and Sundays at around 8 p.m, but sometimes I'll miss an upload because uni life is stress. So turn on my post notifications so you know when shit goes down, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.